The regulator comes across as a hypocrite a lot of times. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. I'm starting to think that he's a little crazy, if you want to know the truth, because he keeps going back and forth. But I'm going to actually answer the question. I decided I'm going to answer it. There are actually people who are in hospice, I don't know if the regulator knows this, that are actually not even terminal. Because we sat down with the hospice team and we were discussing everything. There are other people who are in hospice that are terminal. So basically, you might say to yourself, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because I didn't even understand this myself. Wouldn't you have to be terminal to be in hospice? The answer is no. Okay. So then you might say, so what is the criteria? The criteria basically is if you need certain support and certain help, which at this particular point, we don't need. I am Jennifer's full-time caretaker, meaning I take care of my wife. I help her with everything, with the food, with the house chores, taking care of the children, giving her all of her medication, helping her with all of her personal needs, okay? So we are just not comfortable having, no offense, I'm not saying they do a great job, but having other people in our home doing the things that I'm already doing for her. That's just a decision that me and Jennifer have decided. If it's okay with the regulator, if you don't mind that, okay? He goes around all the time saying the regulator is a psycho. He says, don't discuss personal business with people. And then he'll ask that question. How come she's not in hospice? Isn't that a little weird? Isn't that almost like being a hypocrite? So you're asking me a personal question. And by the way, the regulator, you still didn't even give your super chat yet. This guy, do me a favor, keep the super chat. Keep it, regulator. Keep it, because there's something wrong with you. Why do you go against your own advice? Your own advice. Don't discuss personal business with people. I can't tell you how many times this guy has broke my balls, the regulator, over this. And then he completely goes against his own advice and asks me a personal question, but I decided to answer it. Jennifer is at a point where she sleeps most of the time. That's it. She really doesn't need nurses to come in here and, prepare. One thing about me with food, oh my God. If I'm over the top, like Stallone style, if I'm over the top with anything, it's food. So my wife is very well fed, but she could only eat so much. She can't really eat solid food. She eats a lot of soup, mashed potatoes, soft food. But we don't need the extra help. It's basically, look, it's a personal decision if you want to go into hospice, okay? Many people choose to go into hospice because they need the help. Other people are not terminal and they're in a hospice. It's all personal decisions. Basically, do you need the extra help? We do not need the extra help. It is a personal decision. We don't want strangers coming in here, preparing meals, doing that. I'm handling it. I'm doing it. That's the way Jennifer is comfortable with it. That's the way I'm comfortable with it. I am 100% her caretaker. So does that answer your question, regulator? Mr. $130 million big shot who still has not given a lousy couple of dollars super chat. Okay, keep your super chat. Add it to your $130 million. So this way to regulate, instead of having $130 million, your $2 super chat, now you got $132 million and $2. Keep it, okay? Video is not financial advice. You might say, why am I getting so upset? Because you're going against your own advice. You're telling me don't discuss personal things, and then you ask me a personal thing, but I decided to answer it. Video is not financial advice, not a financial planner. I am the greatest, though, entertainer who's ever lived on planet Earth. The one and only A father. My wife's condition is not entertainment purposes, though. Please keep her in your prayers. God bless my wife.